using language and labels as a bridge between the 3D, the 4D and the 5D. So we hear this a lot. Be in your heart, balance your emotions, do shadow work, like whatever that phrase might be. We hear this a lot. And the reason for this is because to move from 3D into 5D, in 5D there is very little language because everything is energy. So we need to work through and balance the complexities that we have and the shadow work that is required to step into 5D. So there is work that is required from a 3D perspective on inner work, inner child work, shadow work, to balance the duality that exists within us. There's work required in the 4D to clear entities and attachments. All of that work that is required that takes us into the 5D space. And what made me think about this was when I was on a training course in a particular energy healing modality, and one of the people that was doing the training was having a lot of anger come up and a lot of things coming through her and out of her, and the teacher kept saying, "You've got too much anger, you need to just be in your heart." She was like, I need to work through these emotions. I can't just be in my heart. What does that mean? What does that actually mean? And it's because that teacher was so advanced in terms of her journey into 5D, and she'd been operating in that place for a while. She had aligned her life in a space where she could work with energy every day. She was surrounded by the 5D of nature every day, that she didn't have the language to communicate back to someone who was navigating that 3D and 4D. She didn't have the language to explain what it means to fully come out of your head and be into your heart. And this is what got me thinking about this, in that there is no language. Well, there is light language, there is energy in the 5D and beyond, but the language of it is limited. And if we are helping others on their journey, and with our clients, we can't just say, just do it, just be in 5D, because firstly, there's work that is required to get there. And sometimes we might need a little bit of language or a little bit of a label to create that bridge for someone to step onto that bridge. Someone might need a label or a nudge or some language to enable them to step on that bridge so they can get to that place and they can understand how these layers and levels and dimensions work. And this is also how 3D labels can help us. So for me, my biggest initial aha moment on my journey was hearing the term HSP and reading the book by Elaine Aron and going, there's a book about me. I'm not broken. All these things up to that point that I was trying to fix and heal were actually my gifts. So whilst I'm not a huge fan of labels, and in the 5D those labels don't exist, it was seeing that signpost of HSP that, and later autism, that made me go, I'm different and that's okay. And I have these gifts, I have these sensitive superpowers that I'm actually here to use in the world, and I can more easily shift into that space of energy because of these gifts, and that's what I'm here to do. But to end up in that place where we can exist purely from that space of energy and exist in the 3D world, because we do exist in the 3D world, we sometimes need that language, we need that signposting, and we're here to do that signposting for others. So we can kind of metaphorically stand at the edge of that bridge with that signpost to enable others to walk over that bridge, to be able to access the quantum field, to be able to access and clear the 4D and move into the 5D and beyond.